Check. Testing. Testing.
For today's match, let's make the starting lineups. First, for the visiting Yellow Jackets. The goalkeeper, number 1, Ryan Lay. Number 3, Brianna Snyder. Number 7, Melissa Bixler. Number 9, Haley Webb. Number 10, Paige Roloff. Number 11, Sloan Livingston. Number 14, Lexi Coward. Number 15, McKenna Walker. Number 16, Krista Phillips. Number 21, Jocelyn Peterson. Number 33, Sarah O'Shea. Leading the Yellow Jackets is head coach Josh Hess. And now let's meet your Bison. The goalkeeper, number 97, Corinne Graybro. On defense, number 6, Jasmine Gonzalez. At midfield, number 9, Shania Christopher. At midfield, number 10, Jada Benjamin. On defense, number 11, Ava Lee. Midfield, number 13, Brooke Pilecki. On defense, number 17, Maya Kerwan. Emily Wagner. At forward, number 25, Morgan Keelan. At forward, number 26, Mallory Payton. And at forward, number 30, Monica Bird. Leading the Bison is head coach Alyssa Finelli, assisted by Spencer Reinford. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask that you and please remove hats for a moment of silence as we remember and honor all of those who lost their lives 21 years ago today, and those who stepped in to help on that day and after. Thank you. Please remain standing as we honor America for the playing of our national anthem.
We're back once again here at Donald Field at Bison Stadium for today's non-conference women's soccer matchup between the visiting Defiance Yellow Jackets and your Bethany Bison live on the PAC Digital Network. It's great to have you here with us on this cloudy Sunday afternoon in Bethany, West Virginia. I'm Drew Von Sayo. The Yellow Jackets entered today with a record of 1-2 through the first 3 games of the season. Defiance is coming off of a 9-0 loss at Heidelberg to go and looking for a much better result today on the road once again. First-year head coach Josh Hess will look to get his squad back to the 500 mark here through the early portion of the season. As for the Bison, they entered today with a record of 3 wins, 0 losses, and a tie. Bethany coming off of a 7-0 thrashing of Pitt Bradford yesterday afternoon here at home and will want to continue the momentum. Fourth-year head coach Alyssa Finelli looks to have the Bison off to one of their best starts to a season in over a decade. Take a look at the goalkeeper matchup here this afternoon. Ryan Lay starts between the pipes for the Yellow Jackets, who has made 9 saves in 3 appearances so far this season for Defiance, splitting time with Sarah O'Shea, one of the 5 members of the Yellow Jacket midfield this afternoon. As for the Bison, it's none other than Corinne Graybo making her second start in as many days. Graybo with 16 saves so far this season, posting a .727 save percentage, a 1.5 goals against average. One change for the Bison in comparison to yesterday's starting lineup, as Jada Benjamin starts in place of Mary Marshall. That's the lone change for Coach Finelli. Everything else stays the same as far as the defense, midfield, and remaining forwards. The Bison, donning their home whites, will get the game underway with the opening kickoff. Defiance in all gold with the purple numbers. Rather interesting color combination, and the Bison are looking to pick up right where they left off, as Shania Christopher working beautifully with Jada Benjamin, Emily Wenger. Benjamin driving inside the penalty area early, fires toward goal, and Jada Benjamin hits the back of the net just 29 seconds into the contest. Her 5th goal of the season, and in the blink of an eye, the Bison strike first. Incredible scenes here for the Bison. About as quick of a start as you could ask for. Of course, yesterday was Emily Wenger getting Bethany on the board a minute and a half into the game. And now Benjamin scoring just 29 seconds into the contest. We see Defiance start to try and settle themselves back in here as Wenger sends that ball out for a throw-in, working against Melissa Bixler, junior forward out of Loveland, Ohio. Ava Lee sent the ball as far along as possible, taking a slight deflection off of the Yellow Jackets. So Bethany able to win a throw. Brooke Filecki getting her first touches here. The Bison utilizing their same formation as they have all season. 4-5-1. As for Defiance, 3-5-2. Monica Bird runs out of room there on the far touchline. Defiance set for a throw, deep in their own defensive third. I should mention that Defiance is coming off of a 9-0 loss at Heidelberg. What has been a rather interesting start to the season for the Yellow Jackets. They won their season opener at Andrews University 9-0. Suffered a heartbreaking 1-0 loss to Eureka on September 4th, and then just 3 days later lost 9-0 at Heidelberg. So it's either going to be a close game or an extreme blowout, at least through the early portion of the season for the Yellow Jackets, as Shania Christopher plays a brilliant through ball to Monica Bird, driving into the penalty area, laying that one back to the penalty spot. Filecki fires back post, and Brooke Filecki doubles the Bison lead just 2 minutes, 20 seconds into the contest. Filecki's first goal in Bethany green and white, and Monica Bird picking up the assist. That's her 3rd of the season. And this Bison offense running on all cylinders here early today. Mentioned yesterday being a dream start in the early portion of the game. This one even better, as the Bison aren't even showing signs that they played a game just 24 hours ago, as the Bison concede the first free kick of the afternoon. The Yellow Jacks with a chance to play a ball into the attacking third from midfield. Ava Lee able to get her head to it. Scramble for it inside the box. It's Brianna Snyder. Now Bixler firing towards goal. Save made by Graybo. And now Bethany trying to deal with some pressure there, and Jada Benjamin able to just deflect that one off the leg of McKenna Walker, and the Bison survive a little bit of a scare. It was a brilliant free kick delivered into the penalty area. The Bison just could not clear it out. So we see Sarah O'Shea going up to win the header there in the back of Felecki, the latest goal scorer for the Bison. As Bethany works its way up the near touchline. Sloan Livingston getting herself in on the action. Junior out of Las Vegas, Nevada. Monica Bird able to save it over on the far side. Of course, it was Bird who assisted the goal of Felecki just a few moments ago. Bison unnecessarily losing possession there. And now Defiance doing the same as Snyder couldn't find the feet of Peterson. The pass there from Shania Christopher to Monica Bird, slightly out of Bird's reach, so it's another throw for Defiance in their defensive third. Hallie Webb, should say, working against Bird over on the far side, and Webb taking that one rather forcefully to the face. Miscommunication between Keelan and Jada Benjamin. Wenger just going to let that one carry over the touchline, out for a throw. Kerwan sending the ball towards the penalty area, deflecting off the leg there of Lexi Coward, sophomore out of Philly, Ohio. Wenger taking the throw quickly, trying to find Benjamin. Benjamin in possession once again, firing towards goal, but that one calmly scooped up by Ryan Lay, who picks up her first save of the afternoon. Punt there from Lay, getting a little bit away from Bixler as Wenger applied some pressure, and Wenger tried to save it right by midfield, but couldn't do so. Livingston now set to scan and search for an option. It's mentioned that it's a little bit of a split goalkeeper system for Defiance. Ryan Lay, Sarah O'Shea, the main two who each take a half for the Yellow Jackets. O'Shea, the primary goalkeeper, as Benjamin receives a brilliant feed. Keelan firing towards goal, and Morgan Keelan now hitting the back of the net for the Bison. 3-0 they lead. Just 6 minutes and 19 seconds into the game. A goal for Keelan, her 5th of the season. Once again, tying herself with Jada Benjamin for the team lead. A nightmare start for the Yellow Jackets, conceding 3 goals inside the first 7 minutes. Bixler trying to feed that one forward to McKenna Walker. Wenger still in possession on the near side, trying to get herself away from Livingston. Wenger hitting the turf, but play on, says referee Matt Scott. Ball last deflecting off of Livingston right in front of Coach Vanelli, so the Bison set for another throw. Bethany, 3 early goals, 3 distinct goal scorers, as it's a brilliant through ball towards Jada Benjamin. Lay out of the box to sweep that one away. And now Kerwan having to cover the right side as Ava Lee misplayed the bouncing ball. Kerwan's pass to Gonzalez off the mark. Mentioned yesterday, the Bison defeating Pitt Bradford 7-0. Shania Christopher, Morgan Keelan with 2 goals each. Jada Benjamin, Mary Marshall, Emily Wenger, each with a goal. Benjamin cuts to the outside there. McKenna Walker, now Benjamin driving towards the penalty area. Benjamin, slightly large touch, and that one cleared away and out for a corner kick by Paige Roloff, junior out of Toledo, Ohio. Ryan Lay appearing to be in a little bit of discomfort there, possibly taking foot to the side from Jada Benjamin. Rather, what was originally ruled a corner, now a goal kick for the Yellow Jackets. Matt Scott and our AR2, Eric Blackburn convening. Morgan Keelan inside the penalty area. Keelan firing towards goal, and Morgan Keelan making it look easy directly off of the Yellow Jackets goal kick. 4-0 Bison lead. 8 minutes, 27 seconds into the first half. Incredible scenes here for the Bison. Second time in as many days where Morgan Keelan has scored 2 goals. Of course, she still has much of this contest to rack up more goals. Defiance, more questions than answers at this point of the game. Kerwan has the ball intercepted off of her feed. Bixler chasing after Wenger, who's just going to see that one out for a goal kick. It was Brianna Snyder who tried to play that one through to Bixler. Well outside of reach. Graybo sends that one forward. Sent off ahead of McKenna Walker. This time it'll be Kerwan taking the throw on the near side. Off the head of Walker once again. The Bison slowly making their way into the midfield third. A long throw there for Kerwan, trying to find Keelan. Keelan driving into the penalty area, looking for the hat trick, fires toward goal, right into the hands of Ryan Lay. Would have been a very quick hat trick for Morgan Keelan. Mallory Payton able to stick a foot in there and knock away the pass from Sarah O'Shea. Junior out of Cincinnati, Ohio, product of Seton High School. Monica Bird playing the through ball and finding Benjamin, firing towards goal. Lay getting a hand to it. Kept in play, and now Defiance just sending it to safety for a throw-in. Bethany making their first sub of the contest. 10.5 minutes in, it'll be Mary Marshall checking in for Morgan Keelan. Of course, with the 2 goals that Morgan Keelan has already, well deserving of a break, as it's all smiles from Keelan. Freshman from Louisville, Ohio. And now Bixler driving forward, looking to quickly counterattack. Unable to find the feet of Snyder. And Kerwan pass off the mark there, trying to get it to Shania Christopher. Christopher quickly reading the Yellow Jackets. Felecki playing it forward. Wanted to find Benjamin, rather Monica Bird, but Bird just about 2 steps offside. So Bird ultimately had to let that one carry on into the box for Ryan Lay to distribute. Ava Lee, first one to head that ball away. Takes the deflection off of our referee, Matt Scott, and with the Yellow Jackets in possession, we'll have a drop ball, uncontested drop ball in the midfield third. As Bethany gets set to make another substitution, Grace Schweikert up at midfield. Bird able to bring down the feed, play it right back to Marshall, fresh off the bench. Mary Marshall taking a touch out wide. Bird essentially firing towards goal. Marshall having that one deflect out of play, but it'll still be a goal kick as Schweikert makes her way into the game for Jada Benjamin. And Kaylin Wilson starting to get loose for Bethany. Schweikert intercepting the feed there from Lay's goal kick, similarly to how Keelan scored her second goal as Mallory Payton runs out of time there to search for an option. Defiance still trying to get themselves into the game. Only the one big opportunity as Wenger fouled on the near side. Guilty party there, McKenna Walker, a little bit shaken up, but on her feet and ready to go. Coach Finelli having a longer conversation with Jada Benjamin after being substituted off. Marshall trying to flick it on to Filecki, who's onside. Brooke Filecki still battering, firing towards goal. Takes a deflection there off the leg of Coward. And then finally carrying over the line for a Yellow Jacket goal kick. Of course, the last time these two teams met was a 4-0 victory for the Bison. That game being played at Defiance. Mary Marshall scoring a goal for Bethany in that contest. Peyton able to find the feet of Schweikert, who has it stripped away. Sarah O'Shea unable to keep possession for Defiance. Wenger finding the feet of Marshall on the left flank. Marshall slotting that ball inside, but Ryan Lay able to calmly collect that one at her near post. About 15 minutes gone here in the early portion of this game. Bison cruising through the early portion of the contest as they get set to take another throw in. Morgan Keelan with a pair of goals. Jada Benjamin with one, and Brooke Filecki with her first goal in Bethany green and white. There's Filecki there, allowing the Bison to switch play through Mallory Payton, the ever-important holding midfielder for the Bison. Filecki trying to play that one through to Bird, deflected. Appeals for handball from the Bison, not given by Matt Scott. Kerwan just going to see that one out of play, and originally signaled as a Bison throw, but Matt Scott saying otherwise as Kaylin Wilson makes her way up to midfield. We'll check in at the next possible opportunity for Bethany. Coach Finelli going into the bench already, rightfully so, with a 4-goal lead. Jocelyn Peterson unable to corral that bouncing ball. Carries out of play. Wilson will check in for Peyton. Kerwan launching it forward off the head there of Walker. Nice bit of skill from Brooke Filecki. And Kerwan fouling Bixler there in the midfield third. Bixler in some pain, holding her right foot. .28-18 left here in the first half. Bixler gets tended to by the Defiance athletic trainer. Bison in a scenario where they have conceded very few goals in the early portion of the season. Of course, conceding just the one goal in the tie at La Roche. First, Graybo conceding 6 as a whole so far this season. The other 5 being in the 7-5 come from behind victory at Hilbert. A game that was rather erratic for both sides as Bixler gets helped off the field. Very gingerly putting weight on that right foot. See now, substitute coming on for Defiance. It'll be Elena Harrison, sophomore out of Belleville, Michigan. So the injury forcing Coach Hess to go to his bench for the first time. Yellow Jackets now officially waiting the whistle for the restart. Get it just there from Matt Scott. Ball sent in towards the penalty area by Livingston. Cleared away from Ava Lee. Wenger trying to deflect that one. Slow to get up. Appeals from handball from the Bison bench. Not given. O'Shea shooting that one directly into the back of Ava Lee. And now Grace Schweikert trying to keep possession for Bethany. Felecki and Coward going up for the header. A little bit of pinball action here. Neither side unable to keep the ball for very long. Monica Bird taking that one away from Elena Harrison. Wilson playing it forward to Wenger. First time to Schweikert. Schweikert driving into the penalty area. Chance for the Bison to tack on one more. Wenger service towards the back post. Just out of the reach there of Bird and out of play for a goal kick. Another dangerous opportunity for the Bison. Could not capitalize. Of course, that'll certainly please Ryan Lay. Sophomore goalkeeper for the Yellow Jackets. Her goal kick goes right to the feet of Monica Bird. Feet inside from Schweikert. Trying to find Marshall. Bit overhit. And Lay able to calmly gather that one in. 26.5 to play in the first half. Lay's punt brought down by Peterson, but bouncing over the far touchline out for a Bison throw. Cross sent in towards Mary Marshall, gets a touch on it. Lay able to make a one-handed save before pouncing on the ball that was just sitting atop the 18. O'Shea bringing Lay's punt down. Snyder tries to play it forward for O'Shea. Now Felecki in possession for the Bison. Cleared away by Sloan Livingston. Wenger just trying to see this one out for a throw now, as Webb was trying to force it off of Wenger. Wilson able to keep that one in play and just taking a touch far too forward. Lay out of the penalty area to send that one into the bleachers on the near side. In the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference, Defiance having a few players to watch, including Bixler, Livingston, O'Shea, Roloff, and Snyder. Of course, the Yellow Jackets picked to finish 10th of 10 teams this season in the HCAC. Coach Hess certainly want to make a statement in his first season, as he's very familiar with the HCAC, previously coaching at Mount St. Joseph for 8 years, leading them to the conference title in 2018. Spending 2021 as the assistant coach at Wittenberg University. Jasmine Gonzalez trying to take the throw in quickly for the Bison, and then having to slow it down just a bit. Jocelyn Peterson able to win a throw on the far side. Snyder, too big of a touch. Controlled by Shania Christopher, playing it forward to Monica Bird. Big touch towards the penalty area. Lay off her line, sending that one forward. Felecki able to bring it down. Switch the field of play for Ellie Wenger, who is a key component of the Bison attack despite being one of 4 defenders. And now Wenger unable to keep the ball in play. Just taking a little too big of a touch there. Defiance pinned deep in their defensive third. Wilson the one to apply pressure on McKenna Walker. Marshall around Walker and gain possession right back as Marshall slots it towards the penalty area, and Mary Marshall wins the corner for Bethany. Rather, again, they're going to switch and say a goal kick. Chance now for Lay to take the goal kick. Wenger trying to get something on it. And it appears as if Defiance, about halfway through the first half, going to be making a goalkeeper change. As the Bison win another throw. It'll be Sierra Whirl checking in for Lay. Marshall taking a touch, driving inside, plays the through ball in, and Lay able to get that one in her gloves. Of course, Whirl, a junior out of Logan Township, New Jersey. Just a possible decision to potentially get Lay on field as that through ball sent forward to the feet of Helly Webb, trying to get herself around Ava Lee. Lee launching it forward, deflecting off of Walker. And now the Bison look to regain a little bit of possession. Shania Christopher sprinting forward, playing a brilliant through ball to Monica Bird. Bird driving towards the penalty area. 2 Bison in the penalty area with her. Bird firing towards goal. Save made by Lay. Brilliant kick save. Just keep that one from hitting the back of the net. Ryan Lay has been tested quite often here in the early goings of this first half. Bird trying to save it on the far touchline from ball of Jasmine Gonzalez. Carries out of play for a Defiance throw. Rather, they're going to say a free kick as Bird guilty of a foul. So we're all going to have to wait a little bit longer to make her entrance. scramble for it on the far side. Last deflecting off of Yellow Jackets, Jocelyn Peterson. Gonzalez is able to find the feet of Christopher. A little bit of pinball once again. Ava Lee sending that one forward. Of course, Ava Lee, recipient of the Kenny Freshman Leadership Award at Bethany's Fall Convocation. Schweikert fires toward goal. Ryan Lay, outstretched hands, pushing that one over the crossbar. Schweikert was looking for goal number 2 of her collegiate career, and Ryan Lay able to get the gloves up to it. High corner kick driven in towards the 6-yard box. It'll be out of the play for a goal kick as both teams will be making substitutions. Sierra Worrell checking in for Ryan Lay as we see Bethany Lechene into the game for Defiance as well. Lechene checking in for Sarah O'Shea. As for the Bison, it's Nia Coates in for Brooke Valecki. Lechene out of Holland, Michigan. One sending that one out of play, playing it safe as dealt with some pressure from Hallie Webb. Few changes for Coach Hess, trying to, at the very least, keep the deficit where it is. Cowher plays that one forward to the far side for Elena Harrison. Harrison trying to go back, essentially Coates getting a foot on it. Her one sends it far away from danger. Sybil. Defiance getting play restarted. Throw into the feet of Brianna Snyder. Nia Coates getting involved again. Was not able to play yesterday. Good afternoon. From Monica Berger. More than taking a touch inside. Boys running on all cylinders despite the substitutions. Gonzalez is playing that one forward to Christopher. Out wide to Coates. Coates trying to cross it inside centrally. Instead, we'll play it back to Christopher, who serves the ball in with left foot. Marshall standing at the penalty area, unable to get anything on it. Defiance with the throw on the near side. Under 17 minutes remaining in the first half. Throw in flicked on by Webb. Marshall gathering possession once again. Marshall dealing with some contact there from Paige Roloff. Marshall trying to slot it back towards the top of the 18-yard box. And Defiance getting a foot in on it. The Yellow Jackets making another substitution. Schweikert driving inside, getting a touch. It's out of play for the goal kick. Jocelyn Peterson checking out. Ava able to win possession for the Bison. Coates laying it off to Gonzalez. Two more substitutes readying for Defiance. Coates saves it on the end line. Substitutes being Logan Gray, Paige Roosback. Coates fares toward goal. It's actually Mackenzie Trosen in goal for the Yellow Jackets. Sierra Whirl in the midfield. Gonzalez able to find the feet of Coates, who lays it off towards Grace Schweikert. And now Defiance unable to keep possession. Elena Harrison, closest Yellow Jacket to the ball before carrying out a play. Christopher looking to switch fields for the Bison. Her pass intercepted by Hallie Webb. Webb, one of 9 goals for Defiance in their win on September 1st at Andrews University. Snyder trying to play a through ball forward to Webb, well beyond her reach, and Corinne Graybo getting a touch. Been a while since Graybo's had any action here in the first half. Just under 14 minutes to play in the first half. Whirl gets in on some physical contact there with Nia Coates now. Rather, that was Shania Christopher, and it was Coates who won the free kick. Coates had tucked inside for a brief second. Christopher out wide to take her place. Ava Lee's free kick off the foot of Marshall, and Trosen able to get her hands on the loose ball. The Bison going to throw once again on the far side. Gonzalez trying to launch it forward for Schweikert. Off of roll-off. Gonzalez smartly taking the short option on the throw. Christopher launching it in towards the box. Marshall getting a slight touch to it, not enough. Routine save for Trosen. Bouncing punt. Ava Lee getting the head to it, and now Monica Bird fighting for it inside with Bethany Lechenet. Another Bison throw on the far touchline. Game that has been all Bethany to this point, the exception of one solid attack from Defiance in which Corinne Graybo came up big. For Bethany, a pair of goals for Morgan Keelan, one from Jada Benjamin, and the first collegiate goal for Brooke Filecki. Ball just going to be sent as far away as possible by Mackenzie Trosen. Gonzalez able to find the feet of Coates. Bison not going down yet without trying to tack on more goals as Coates whips it into the penalty area. Trosen off the line. Gathering that one as Carlene Thomas will enter for Bethany, along with the 2 ready substitutes for Defiance, Logan Gray, Paige Drusback. Lee, the first Bison to challenge for the bouncing ball, and Eva Lee once again getting the hands dirty, getting stuck in on a tackle. Phillips tries to find the feet of Elena Harrison out for a Bison throw, and now the subs making their way in for both sides. Gray and Drusback in the contest for Snyder and Webb. Carlene Thomas checking in, but now Jasmine Gonzalez exiting on the far side. Of course, a few years ago, the rule had to be that you could only enter and exit on the side of both teams' benches, and that changing to now being allowing the players to exit to wherever they are closest. As Ava Lee deflects that one off of the Yellow Jackets and out for a Bison throw as Drusback, who unfortunately suffered the deflection of Lee. Drusback again applying some pressure, this time to Kerwan, who deals with it appropriately. Carlene Thomas trying to settle herself into the game with just under 9 minutes to play in the first half. Thomas again in possession, battling with Lexi Coward, sophomore midfielder for the Yellow Jackets. Wilson, a little bit of skill there from the Lindsley Academy product. Wenger trying to save it on the near side, does so successful in front of the Defiance bench. Through ball, trying to find Schweikert. Trosen able to collect calmly. Long punt there from Trosen. Lee getting the head to it there as possession was going back to the Bison. Shania Christopher running into our referee, Matt Scott, allowing Defiance to briefly have a short spell of the ball and then gifting it right back to the Bison courtesy of a throw-in. Christopher able to find the feet there of Schweikert. It's Marshall. Marshall fighting on the near side with McKenna Walker. Marshall able to win the throw. Launching that one towards the middle of the field. Schweikert, too big of a touch. Right back to Monica Bird, whose deflected shot bounces directly to Mackenzie Trosen, freshman from Fenton, Ohio. Continues to show off her distribution skills with not only high punts but long ones as well. Emily Wenger called for a handball. Coach Hess going to send Trosen all the way forward to take the free kick 5 yards beyond midfield. After a string of a few passes, through ball into the hands of Corinne Graybo. Graybo with one big save in the early portion of the first half. Wilson trying to go through the legs of Coward. And now Shania Christopher launches a through ball forward, well out of the reach of Marshall. Trosen, plenty of time to collect. Appeals from the Defiance bench for a handball off of Nia Coates. After a little bit of consideration, Matt Scott, in fact, giving the handball. One appearing rather obvious there off of Coates, but Matt Scott taking a little extra time before ultimately getting the call right. Monica Bird now called for a foul in the back of Lexi Coward. And again, it's going to be Mackenzie Trosen coming all the way forward. I mean, this free kick on what is the 36-yard line of the football field. Trosen firing towards goal. Graybo makes the save. Second chance effort as the rebound gets put in by Sierra Whirl. The aggressiveness pays off for Defiance, sending their goalkeeper forward to take the free kick. Graybo making the original save off of the right shin guard, but the rebound spilling perfectly to Sierra Whirl, who tapped it in for the first Yellow Jacket goal of the contest. 4:48 to play in the first half. The first goal of the season for Sierra Whirl. The Bison will look to go again and get some offense. Wenger's fouled. Play on, says Matt Scott, before quickly pulling it back to where Wenger was fouled as a result of the through ball from Wilson, well out of Marshall's reach. First 4 goals of the half, all going in favor of the Bison. The last of the 5 to Defiance. As Carlene Thomas fires toward goal, little miscommunication between the Yellow Jackets, and Trosen finally able to pounce on the bouncing ball inside the penalty area. That was a frantic attempt to try and be cleared away by Defiance. That ball deflects off of McKenna Walker, out for yet another Bethany throw. Wenger trying to find the feet of Schweikert, just continuing to move down the near sideline. This little bit of skill here from Wenger. Marshall on the overlap, crossing it towards the 6-yard box and well out of play for a goal kick. The Bison have had a fair share of opportunities after goal number 4 was scored, but have not been able to capitalize. Ryan Lay coming up with several big saves. Trosen off of her line several times to prevent a crucial shot from the Bison. Bethany again with the throw deep inside their attacking third. Coates Thomas going 1-2 before Coates sends it out of play for yet another Defiance goal kick. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. It has been a high-scoring contest to this point. So we have 5 goals through the first 43 minutes and 20 seconds. Just 4 goals between the two teams when they met a season ago. Kerwan able to find the feet of Monica Bird, who has it stripped away from her. And now Defiance trying to get one last attack. It was Lexi Coward who got it away from Monica Bird. Coates pushing into the attacking third. Coates slotting it towards the penalty mark. Sent away by the Jackets. And now Shania Christopher working on the far side against Elena Harrison. trying to send the ball back inside, cannot. Harrison, too large of a touch there as it's brilliant combination play from the Bison. Not before Coates is fouled on the far side with 43 seconds to play. Bison simply going to just take their time in getting this ball set up and ready to go. No rush by any means. It'll be Shania Christopher delivering it. Did have a stoppage of the clock with 26.4 just to avoid any sort of time wasting. Christopher, high free kick into the penalty area. Trosen getting a hand to it. Shot there from Wilson. Trosen able to make the save. Christopher trying to send it in once again, still in possession. Christopher slotting it towards the 6-yard box and out for a Bison corner, who will not have enough time to take the kick. So that is how the first half will end. A game that has been high scoring, to say the least. 5 goals between the two sides. For the Bison, goals courtesy of Brooke Filecki, a pair from Morgan Keelan and Jada Benjamin. As for Defiance, a goal courtesy of Sierra Worrell, her first of the season. We still have 45 minutes left to play. Have already seen 5 goals in the second half of this Bethany Bison home weekend series. We'll step aside here on the PAC Digital Network, and when we return, coverage of the second half live from Donald Field at Bison Stadium. And we're back for the second half here at Dawn Field for a non-conference women's soccer between the Yellow Jackets and the Bison. Bethany with a 4-1 lead at the break. As I mentioned just before we went off air, 4 Bison goals. Brooke Filecki getting her first as a Bison, along with Jeff Benjamin tacking on goal number 5 of the season. Morgan Keelan tacking on goals 5 and 6 of the season. As for Defiance, it was Sierra Whirl who tapped home the rebound that allowed the Yellow Jackets to get on the board. Defiance went into the locker room for halftime, just making their way back out. Coach Hess spending every ounce of the 15-minute halftime talk to his team. For the Bison, much of the same as far as starting lineup, except for Marshall on the field, Jada Benjamin on the bench. As for Defiance, appears to be much of the same with the exception of Trosen staying goal for the Yellow Jackets. Of course, it was Ryan Lay who started the half for Defiance, rather started the first half. And the Yellow Jackets will get things back underway. Hallie Webb trying to feed it to Bixler. Of course, Bixler went down with the injury in the first half. Didn't see her for the rest of it, but is ready to go for the second 45 as Defiance quickly wins the throw-in. Both sides still trying to settle in here in the early 30 seconds. Of course, in the first half, 30 seconds in, we already had a goal courtesy of Jada Benjamin. Morgan Keelan wins the throw on the far side. Wenger trying to find the feet of Marshall, but Roloff able to step in. Marshall back in possession. Filecki finding Peyton, swinging it out wide to Gonzalez. Bison just trying to take their time in breaking down this Defiance defense. Keelan firing towards goal. That one sailing well over the crossbar, out for a goal kick. Solid chance early for the Bison. Inside the first 90 seconds, unable to capitalize. Trosen will try to get Defiance outside of its own defensive third. Mallory Payton trying to lay that one off to Filecki, deflecting off of the young freshman midfielder and out for a Yellow Jackets throw. Bixler dealing with some pressure there of Wenger. Wenger able to jar it loose for Mallory Payton. Keelan trying to lay it off for Mary Marshall, can't. Bixler fighting again with Kerwan for possession, deflecting last off of Bixler. Wenger taking the throw in quickly, and Roloff just playing it safe and sending it out for a throw. Game in which we've seen a lot of quick throw-ins from Emily Wenger, and now Trosen off of her line as Filecki took the extremely large touch there, the cue for Trosen. Wenger stepping in to try and intercept the punt there from Trosten. Now the Bison working with their backs to goal as Gonzalez under a little bit of pressure trying to save it on the near side, does so successfully and then just pushes it over the touchline, recognizing that she didn't have any sort of feasible option. Ava Lee sweeping away the throw in from Peterson. See Graybo calling out instructions along with Maya Kerwan, two of the three Bethany captains. Webb pinned in the corner there by Gonzalez, able to win a throw. Last came off the right leg of Jasmine Gonzalez. Bird able to bring down the throw, and Defiance trying to keep it inside the penalty area. Ava Lee sending the header away off the service. Felecki able to stick the foot in, get it to Monica Bird, sprinting down the near sideline past Krista Phillips. Bird inside the penalty area, slots it back for Marshall, fires toward goal. Trosten gets a hand to it. Keelan taps in the rebound. The hat-trick hero, Morgan Keelan. 4 minutes, 14 seconds into the second half. Goal number 7 of the season for Morgan Keelan. Extends Bethany's advantage back to 4 as they now lead 5-1. Of course, that play all started in the midfield. Felecki just getting enough on it for Monica Bird to dribble inside the penalty area. It was Marshall's shot that Trosten made the original save on before Keelan just tapped it into the wide open net. And it's back to the drawing board for Defiance. As Kerwan deflects that one out of play off of Bixler. Fleck again trying to flick it this time onto Keelan, but ultimately runs out of room. Defiance trying to utilize some possession. Ryan Lay in the midfield for Defiance. Ball played forward by the Bison. Now Defiance trying to calmly get it out of their defensive third. That one ultimately just being sent long. Lee ultimately ends up dropping it back to Graybo. And the Bison go again. Gonzalez showing off some strength. Late plays the through ball forward to the feet of Peterson. Gonzalez able to step in front of her. Carrying out a play for a goal kick. Peterson reached the leg around. Got the last touch of it. Defiance able to corral the goal kick from Graybo. Starting with Lexi Coward for Ava Lee, has to send that one out of play for Yellow Jacket throw. Peterson can't keep the ball in the touchline. Bethany now trying to clear their lines. Appeals for a handball from Josh Hess as Roloff gets enough on it to play it back to Trosten. And now another appeal from Coach Hess, wanting a foul called against Felecki. Wenger plays this one into the box off of the leg of Roloff and out for a Bison corner. Another dangerous opportunity here for Bethany. Just over 7 minutes gone in the second half. Shania Christopher sending the ball in. Looping corner kick. Wenger trying to get the head to it. Just out of her jumping reach and out for a goal kick. The lack of capitalizing there, causing Coach Finelli to usher some instructions to her squad in terms of runs being made or lack of. Bird finally able to bring down the goal kick from Trosen. The Bison establishing possession once again. Keelan plays it forward to Marshall. Trying to get around roll off, can't. Keelan back inside again. And sent out of play there by Ryan Lay. Christopher going right back to Wenger. Bison able to string a few passes together as Christopher hit a long distance effort, blocked, still bouncing now into the penalty area. Peterson able to just clear it out for a throw, get it away from Monica Bird, who was swarming Peterson with pressure. Throw in deep inside the Bison attacking third. Marshall trying to flick it on. Dealt with some contact from roll off, but not enough to win anything. Now Bison appealing for handball, but play line says referee and Matt Scott. Mary Marshall able to win a throw. Of course, Scott not issuing a free kick for a handball with all of the Jackets having their arms down by their sides. Natural position clause of the handball rule coming into effect. And the throw in from Gonzalez quickly turns into a Bison corner. Christopher outswing ball, deflecting off of Lay, tipped onto the bar by Trosen. Heads up awareness there from Mackenzie Trosen, preventing an own goal, and now Bixler dealing with some pressure from Ava Lee, ultimately taking far too big of a touch. Felecki stripped of possession, now Hallie Webb trying to play through ball forward, blocked by Gonzalez. Bixler again in possession. Lee with a stick a foot in, send it out for Yellow Jacket throw. Miscommunication there. It seemed neither team wanted the ball for a split second before the Bison finally win a throw in. Mary Marshall trying to keep it in play. Lexi Coward quickly gets over to cover her. Marshall again winning a throw. Long one into the box. It's headed away by Roloff. And now Defiance trying to keep their deficit at 4 once again. Christopher service into the penalty area. Deflecting off of Coward. Trosen calling for it and collecting that one routinely. At this point in the first half, Coach Finelli had gone to some substitutes, but all starters for the time being. Brilliantly done there from Mallory Payton. Through ball out wide to Monica Bird. Bird driving inside, slotting it back across to Marshall, firing towards goal, off the crossbar, straight down, and now appealing to the referees, and Mary Marshall has tagged on another goal for the Bison.
Bethany goal
That's Marshall's second of the season. As Monica Bird picks up assist number 3. Now 6-1 Bison over the Yellow Jackets. 33 minutes left to play. The Bison were pleading their case to the assistant referee on the near side, Justin Parnitza. Within a matter of seconds, popped the flag up for Matt Scott to indicate the ball had crossed the line. Bethany just sends that one out of potential danger, taking a deflection off of the Yellow Jackets in the process. So, win-win scenario for the Bison. Able to clear it away and gather a throw-in in the process. Wenger again in possession for Bethany. Sierra Whirl set the check back into the game for Defiance. The goal scorer off the bench, Monica Bird, brilliantly done and out of play for a Bison throw. Gonzalez trying to find Keelan Bird, keeping possession with the Bison. Bethany side much more organized as the season progresses. Bird now driving in centrally, trying to lay it off for Felecki. Just getting a piece of it there that time was Ryan Lay. And now Gonzalez and Lee under some pressure from the Defiance attack led by Hallie Webb. Despite the pressure, the Bison able to win a throw. So Whirl will have to wait to make her first appearance of the second half. Christopher taking a touch there around McKenna Walker. Trying to play that one forward to Keelan, deflecting off of Sloan Livingston for carrying out a play. Marshall bringing the throw down from Wenger. Peyton firing from distance, bouncing into the hands of Trosen, as Paige Drusback will also make her way into the contest. Saw her in the first half as well for the Yellow Jackets. And now Coach Hess sending third substitute towards midfield. Livingston sensing the pressure there from Wenger and out of play. Be Sarah O'Shea, who is the third substitute, making her way up to midfield. With Defiance now getting a goal kick as the Bison squandered possession. All three substitutes will make their way into the contest. Shania Christopher firing the goal kick right back into the hands of Trosen. Seen that a lot today where the Bison are the first ones to a Yellow Jacket goal kick. It's often caused issues that allowed Keelan to score the second of her 3 goals directly off of a goal kick. Jada Benjamin starts to get loose for the Bison. Whirl, brilliant through ball forward, trying to find O'Shea. And Emily Wenger would have kicked that one off of O'Shea, just spinning around and striking it as hard as she could. Graybo's corner now, rather goal kick off the head of Whirl, right back into the box. Just mentioned a minute ago, Bison doing that to the Yellow Jackets, and now Defiance able to return the favor. Gonzalez finally bringing down the bouncing ball. Benjamin heads to midfield. Peterson through ball forward towards Whirl, and Graybo off her line, able to gather that one without any sort of pressure, imminent pressure that is. Heads up awareness there from Graybo, recognizing Whirl had her back to the goal and allowing Graybo to just roll that one out to Jasmine Gonzalez. Give the Bison opportunities to build out from the back, something that we've rarely seen from Bethany in the last 3 years plus a few games. Wenger getting stuck in on the far side, the ball deflecting out for Defiance corner. Sarah O'Shea set to take it. About 26 and a half minutes to go in the contest. Out swinging corner kick well away from the top of the penalty box. Possession, however, sticking with Defiance. Monica Bird, the closest Bison, to try and save it. Jocelyn Peterson finding the feet of Whirl, and now Bethany back with it again. Little 1-2 there between Christopher and Lee. Now we're starting to see Bethany string some passes together. Bird on the near sideline, trying to play it to the corner, but ultimately running out of room. She couldn't get around Krista Phillips. Game that has quite a lot riding on it. Monica Burt drawing the foul. The Bison looking to begin their season with one of the best starts in the last decade. Defiance trying to get back to 500 on the season. Christopher's service into the box once off of the Jackets, deflecting specifically off the head of Paige Roloff. Bethany with another corner that will finally allow Jada Benjamin to check in for Morgan Keelan. We get to see the in-swinging left foot of Emily Wenger. Hard-driven ball towards the back post. Christopher can't contain it off of the deflection of the Jackets, and Defiance able to gather a throw deep in their defensive third. Of course, Defiance, a young team just like the Bison. Brianna Snyder, the lone senior for the Yellow Jackets. 8 members of the junior class. Marshall driving inside, firing towards goal. Trosen can't corral. Trosen again making a second save, still loose, and Mary Marshall finally tucks it home. Third time's the charm. Bison now lead 7-1 with 23:57 left to play. Goal number 3 on the season for the sophomore out of Steubenville, Ohio. Now we start to see member of the Bison bench getting loose. Defiance trying to keep the deficit where it is, winning a throw on the far side. Of course, Defiance has been in this scenario before, just 4 days ago, losing by quite a lot, and Mary Marshall thought she had won a foul, but instead ends up being the guilty party for Defiance to gain a free kick. Roll off. We'll drive this one in towards the penalty area. Bison again looking to build things up. Peyton finding the feet of Marshall. Front three for Bethany continuing to interchange. Marshall now on the left. Benjamin, the center forward. Seeing them switch time and time again based upon who's on the field. O'Shea trying to service that one into the box, flecting off of Wenger out for a corner, and now Defiance bringing on Lexi Coward. Just ahead of the corner. McKenna Walker gives way. Delivery from O'Shea. Squirts through everybody. Carries over the touchline. Last deflecting off of Defiance. Sierra Whirl, the closest jacket there. And now Matt Scott going to push Jasmine Gonzalez a little bit further back. Trying to gain a little bit too much there on the position of the throw-in. Flecky finding Marshall. Brilliant through ball to Monica Bird, keeping it in play. Roll off, taking a touch. Bird still in possession, driving into the penalty area. Bird slotting it back. Marshall firing, sails over the crossbar. Marshall that close to picking up a hat trick of her own. As Defiance with a heavy sigh of relief. Trosin now scanning for an option on goal kick. Mallory Payton able to get her foot to it. Grace Schweikert loosening on the Bison bench. Leigh set to check in for Defiance as Flecky wins a free kick in the midfield third. And now Schweikert being ushered to midfield. So next stoppage regardless. As Monica Bird's through on goal, tucks it in, but she's offside. Brilliant set piece there from Mallory Payton, who is in disbelief that Bird was offside, as, I mean, that was a perfect service from the midfield. Does not stand. Would have been the first collegiate point from Mallory Payton. Gets involved right away, winning the free kick, and Brooke Flecky again in the contact. Thought she had won the foul, but now this time Defiance with the free kick. Flecky apparently leading with the arm. Worrell trying to save it on the near side. Kept in play. Now Gonzalez able to gather it from her. Sliding challenge on the near side from Drew's back. Kept in play. Bissler working against Ava Lee, trying to drive inside. Does so. Kerwan getting a touch as it carries out for Defiance corner. And now Lechene and Schweigert enter for Defiance and Bethany. Schweigert checking in for Mary Marshall. And get away for the Yellow Jackets is Bixler. Service in from O'Shea over everybody. Christopher getting a touch, set back in, scramble still loose. And now Filecki able to draw a foul inside her own penalty area, being held by Lexi Coward. Clears the danger for the Bison. Kick from Grado over the head of Schweikert. Defiance sending Logan Gray to enter the game, the next opportunity. Roll off plenty of time, but immediately gets rid of it. Pinball effect in order once again. As Kerwan heads it out on the far side, allowing Gray to check in for Drew's back. Long pause here. There was very little movement on the throw from Defiance, certainly making the throw-in responsibilities much more difficult. Mallory Payton able to weave her way through a handful of Yellow Jackets. Jasmine Gonzalez now driving forward for the Bison. Playing through ball into Monica Bird. Still in possession. Bird able to keep it in play, slotting it towards the back post. And that one is cleared away by Lexi Coward. Gonzalez still trying to send it back in. Does so successfully. And again, the Jackets able to clear the lines. Peyton left-footed effort from distance, well away from goal and out for a goal kick. Heavy defending from Defiance. Zoila Hale set to check in for the Yellow Jacket, making her way up to midfield. Freshman midfielder for the visitors is O'Shea. Unable to get to the through ball there. Kerwan winning the throw. Now Hess urging his side forward despite Bethany in possession of the throw. And joining Hale at midfield, Elena Harrison. Now Jada Benjamin getting a little frustrated there with Lexi Coward as Benjamin ultimately wins the free kick. About 14 and a half minutes left here in the contest. So Bison have two substitutes, stretching and loosening. Those being Nia Coates and Kaylin Wilson. Roloff sending that one out of play. Certainly frustrated with herself. Coates set to check back in right now, along with Zoila Hale and Elena Harrison. Kerwan will check out for Coates. So new center back for the Bison is now Wilson. Makes her way up to midfield. So we saw Coates in the first half, both on the right wing and at right back. Little pinball effect once again between the sides. Defiance thought they had something going, don't, and Livingston just launching it into the head of Jada Benjamin, who continues to play on. Schweikert through ball forward to Benjamin, driving into the penalty area. Benjamin trying to cut it inside to her right foot, and then swept away by Krista Phillips. Out for a Bison throw. And now Kaylin Wilson will be beckoned on by Matt Scott for Mallory Payton. Long throw in from Wenger. Finding the feet of Bird, who's unable to stick with possession. Benjamin shot towards goal, just a few inches wide of the near post, and out for a goal kick. Defiance survives another scare. The Bison, despite being up 6, continue to be quite goal hungry. Two more substitutes coming back to midfield for the Yellow Jackets. Those being Hallie Webb and Brianna Snyder. Won't get to come in quite with the Bison throw. Really only waited through ball from Kaylin Wilson. Monica Bird driving into the penalty area. Still in possession. Bird firing towards goal. Brought down a hard collision. Bird still down inside the penalty area. And now Matt Scott going to stop play. 11:16 remaining in the half. Bird quickly back up to her feet. So the Bison will get possession once again. Rather interesting timing from Matt Scott as to when the whistle was blown. As the Bison were in the midst of an attack. I would have to imagine that's the case that Coach Finelli is trying to plead. Bird shot blocked by the Defiance defense. Wilson now still in possession. Wenger service into the penalty area. Trosen off her line, able to grab that one. Appears as if we might see more of Morgan Keelan before game's end. Ava Lee calling off Jazz Gonzalez. Logan Gray, Krista Phillips getting touches on the ball for Defiance. Unable to maintain possession for very long. Gonzalez tries to cross. It looked more like a shot. Trosen again able to bring that one in. Starts to get a little dark here with the clouds. Trosen launching it forward. Gonzalez first one to it, and Bethany with possession again. Bird around one defender, that being Krista Phillips, now trying to get around the second. Can't do so. As roll-off shut down any chance there for Monica Bird as through ball is played forward. Ava Lee, plenty of time to chase as she goes back to her goalkeeper, Graybo. McKenna Walker set to check in for Defiance as well. Shania Christopher using strength to her advantage. Spencer Reinford, Bison assistant coach, urging Gonzalez forward with possession. Who's threw the ball just a bit too far beyond the reach of Grace Schweikert. With just over 9 to play in the contest. Trison's punt seen out for a throw by Jasmine Gonzalez. Morgan Keelan will, in fact, check back into the game for Monica Bird, along with Hallie Webb, Brianna Snyder, and McKenna Walker. Gonzalez having to wait a few seconds and now able to throw it back in. Shania Christopher sending the ball into the Bison bench for a Yellow Jacket throw. Kaylin Wilson, little contact there prematurely on Logan Gray, but not enough to award a free kick in the eyes of Matt Scott. Felecki finding the feet of Shania Christopher. Tries to play a through ball over the top. Nobody ring onto it. Trosen calmly collecting. Upcoming games for Defiance. They're back at it again tomorrow. Heading to Beaver Falls to take on Penn State Beaver, a game that starts at 3 o'clock. And then on Saturday, September 17th, hosting PAC member Teal Tomcats. That game also scheduled for 3 o'clock. As for the Bison, they are not in action again until that same Saturday the 17th at home against Lycoming College, a game that starts at 2 o'clock, and then in 2 days' time hosting Penn State Beaver at 3 o'clock on Monday the 19th. Emily Wenger set to deliver a free kick here for Bethany. Drive ball in. Headed away by Defiance as Lachine works against Ava Lee. Lee's pass off the mark there. Trying to find Benjamin, but deflecting off of the Jackets. So Benjamin will take the throw. We see Keelan back on her preferred left wing. Benjamin moving to the right. Benjamin getting around. McKenna Walker trying to drive in centrally, can't do so. And Shania Christopher ruled for a handball. Outstretched arm. What did it for her there? Just over 6 minutes left here in the contest. Walker gonna play the free kick back to Trosen as Defiance, one of the few times today, looking to build out of the back. Wilson reading the feed there. Schweikert trying to play a through ball in. Benjamin working against Walker. Benjamin still in possession. Service towards the back post. Nobody home. And carries out a play for Jacket throw. Clock continuing to wind down here, favoring the Bison. Coach Hess just continues to stare on. Recognize that this one has had its outcome decided. Sarah O'Shea working against Wenger, trying to keep it in play, cannot. Schweikert not satisfied, and Coward trying to appeal for a throw, saying that Schweikert got a touch, but Bethany still in possession. And now Defiance able to get a throw of their own, so Coward's appeal just a little bit premature. Sarah O'Shea deflecting it off of Nia Coates, as now Defiance moves their way up the far touchline. Under 4.5 to go here this afternoon. And Defiance moving up a little bit further. Wenger can't keep the ball in play. Again, a lack of movement on the throw-in for the Jackets. Coach Hess Little frustrated with that as Coates wins the header. Wilson, plenty of space to drive forward in the midfield. Getting a foot there, and the through ball was McKenna Walker. Wilson able to win it right back. Going out wide to Keelan, already on a hat trick. Morgan Keelan driving penalty area. Morgan Keelan firing towards goal. Trosten with the save. Rebound carrying out to Elena Harrison. Shania Christopher, hard-driven effort, and Trosten makes the diving save. As Christopher fired that shot about 7 yards outside of the penalty area. Bethany tried to tack on one more, make it 1. O'Shea dealing with some contact there after going up for the header. Untested ball into the box for Graybo to claim. Graybo one shot away from having another clean sheet to this point. Had made the original save in the first half before Whirl tucked in the rebound. Brilliant through ball forward from Gonzalez to Benjamin. Benjamin running out of room. Winning a corner though, as last deflected off of Defiance with a 6-goal cushion. Shania Christopher certainly not going to be in any hurry to take this corner kick. Clock down to 2 minutes remaining. Ball driven to the back post. Wenger sprinting in hard. Still down on the turf. And now Wenger a little bit slow to get up, but able to get to her feet and just needed an extra second there. So it'll be a drop ball for Defiance. Trosten just going to send that one forward. Lachine able to bring it down. And now O'Shea applying some pressure on Ava Lee, but the ball, plenty of bounce on it as Graybo awaited its presence at the top of the box. Minute to go here at Donald Field. Both sides just trying to see out. Final 60 seconds. Possible one more goal here. One more attack at the very least for the Bison. Christopher laying it off to Jada Benjamin, crossing it in centrally. Keelan on the back post, unable to tap it in, just wide and out for a goal kick as Morgan Keelan looked for goal number 4. Unable to do so. Would have to imagine that being the final chance for the Bison, pending something foreseen. Little overhead kick there from Keelan. Trosten just going to take her time in distributing this one out as the seconds continue to wane down off the clock. O'Shea getting the last touch, carries out for a Bison throw, and time expires. Your final score, Bethany 7, Defiance 1, as these country roads are taking your Bison home victorious for the second time in as many days. 7-1 decision today over Defiance, 7-0 yesterday over Pitt Bradford 14 goals over the course of the weekend for the green and white, as they are off to the best start in a decade, over a decade, with 4 wins and a tie, taking points in all 5 contests and taking all of the points in the last 4. So we get set to wrap this one up here for you on the PAC Digital Network. Of course, the Bison scoring the first 4 goals of the afternoon. Brooke Filecki getting her first goal of her Bison career. Morgan Keelan tacking on 2 goals in the first half. Jada Benjamin with 1 in the first half as well, being Benjamin's 5th of the season. Morgan Keelan not done there. She tacked 1 on in the second half, along with 2 goals, courtesy of Mary Marshall. As for Defiance, it was a late first half goal, courtesy of Sierra Whirl, off of the original shot, deflecting off of the leg of Corinne Graybo, who had made the original save and just could not get there to prevent the rebound from carrying over the line here this afternoon. Defiance falling to 1-3 on the season. Bethany improving to 4-0-1. So I mentioned upcoming games for Defiance at Penn State Beaver tomorrow afternoon, 3 o'clock kickoff. Hosting Teal on Saturday the 17th, also a 3 o'clock kickoff. As for the Bison, plenty of time before their next game, not until the 17th against Lycoming College at 2 o'clock, and then hosting Penn State Beaver just 2 days later for a 3 o'clock kickoff. Once again, your final score, Bethany 7, Defiance 1. It's going to wrap things up here for us at Donald Field as the Bison take 2 games and as many opportunities in the weekend set, defeating Defiance today, Pitt Bradford yesterday, and scoring a combined 14 goals in the process. You've been watching non-conference women's soccer here on the PAC Digital Network. Drew Von Sayo signing off, and enjoy the rest of your weekend, everybody. All right. What? No way. Holy hell. Which game do you have on now? Come on, Pittsburgh. 2014 Steelers over Bengals. No, minute 50 left. It's not showing. Here, I'll pull up my Steelers radio feed. Pittsburgh has the ball. What's that?